You know those nights when sleep feels like an elusive stranger, and every creak of the floorboards sounds like the whisper of secrets? That's how I found myself wandering the outskirts of my small town, drawn to the forgotten silhouette of the old amusement park. They said it was abandoned, yet as I approached the rusting gates, a peculiar sight stopped me cold. The Ferris wheel, which hadn't turned in decades, was spinning in the moonlight, its carriages filled with ghostly figures swaying silently against the starry sky. I crept closer, heart pounding like a drumbeat in the stillness. Each step was heavy, as if the ground itself was reluctant to let me pass. The air was thick with an unsettling energy, the kind that prickles the skin and sharpens the senses. I paused, squinting up at the Ferris wheel, trying to convince myself it was just shadows playing tricks. But as I watched, one of the figures slowly turned its head, and though its face was obscured, I felt its gaze pierce through the darkness, locking onto me with an intensity that sent shivers down my spine. Compelled by a mix of terror and curiosity, I slipped through a gap in the fence. The night seemed to stretch and warp around me, every sound magnified, every shadow alive with potential threats. I moved cautiously toward the control booth, hoping to find some logical explanation. But inside, the control panel was dead, wires hanging uselessly, as if mocking my rational mind. That's when I heard it, a soft, melancholy tune drifting through the air, a lullaby from long ago, one my grandmother used to sing. Panic and nostalgia collided within me, and I staggered back, realizing with a sickening dread that the tune was not coming from the park, but from my own memories. In a moment of clarity, I understood the figures on the wheel were not strangers. They were echoes of those who had once been dear to me, long past yet inexplicably here. My grandmother, my childhood friends, people I'd lost but never forgotten. The Ferris wheel wasn't just spinning, it was a carousel of my lost past, and now it beckoned me to join them. As the wheel slowed, an empty carriage swung open for me, inviting me to take my place among the phantoms. My heart screamed to flee, but my feet moved forward, drawn by the haunting melody and the promise of reunion. As I stepped inside, the wheel resumed its ghostly rotation, and I knew I would never leave.